Welcome back to our fourth and final week of our online Advent series. This week, we get to light the fourth candle on the Advent wreath, the candle of peace. In this week's Gospel, we look to Mary as an example of God's peace and how she remains calm and does not waver even in troubling moments, like when the angel Gabriel appeared to her to tell her the news that she would become the Mother of God. Through her faith and obedience in God and His will, Mary is the new Ark of the Covenant. A reading from the Gospel according to Luke. The angel Gabriel was sent from God to a town of Galilee called Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man named Joseph, of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. And coming to her, he said, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you." But she was greatly troubled at what was said and pondered what sort of greeting this might be. In the Gospel, we see that when the angel Gabriel first comes and greets Mary, she is confused, but as the angel tells her of the plan God has for her to become the mother of Jesus, Mary accepts the plan. Mary trusts God's plan for her and is not afraid or worried of what is to come. She is an example of peace that comes from having full faith in God and His will, and we can look to her as an example for how to live out our own daily life, and especially how to best live out this last week of Advent. This week may be one of the busiest weeks you've had in a while. Christmas is nearing, and that means there are lots of preparations to be doing at home, like baking, cooking, cleaning the house, and wrapping the gifts that you got for others. With all the busyness and getting ready for the big day, there are also the possibilities of tensions, whether it is you struggling to wrap the weirdly shaped present you got your mom, your brother making a mess in the kitchen again right after you cleaned it, or your dad eating all the prettiest Christmas cookies you just baked. It's easy to get caught up in the moment and get frustrated with friends, family, or even yourself when things don't seem to be going the way you want them to. But this last week of Advent reminds us to bring peace to those around us. We are reminded to be a source of peace, even when others do things that might frustrate us. This can mean staying calm when dealing with that annoying wrapping paper, or taking a quick break, then coming back to the task when we get frustrated or emotions run high. Bringing peace can be explaining to your brother that you just cleaned and kindly asking him to be careful to not make a mess in the kitchen. Or it can be forgiving your dad for his really good choice in cookies, letting it go and just hoping he enjoyed the taste. In our world, it seems like we live in a revenge culture where you give what you get, and if someone is mean, we think that it's okay to be rude back. But I challenge you to follow a better example, the example that Mary showed us. Instead of getting revenge or getting even, bring peace to any situation and fulfill God's will. In order to do that, you have to open your heart to not just see the weakness of the given person, but the greater good that we can find in it all. Remember the golden rule to treat others like Christ treats us, and instead of adding to the tension or conflict, try to calm it down and bring the peace of God to those around you. As a mother, Mary brought Christ to the world, and we therefore honor her as the Mother of God. And as our spiritual mother, Mary still leads us to Jesus, and she helps us as we lead others to know and love her Son. She helps us find Christ's peace and sow that peace in our hearts, our homes, our communities, and our world. In this last week of Advent, I challenge you to be a source of God's peace, to your family, to your friends, and also to yourself. Set your mind on things that are truly important, like the coming of Jesus, and this can help you gain perspective on the small annoyances you experience in day-to-day life. I want to thank you all for taking part in this online Advent series. I hope it helped you to better live out this Advent season, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.